Good day, viewers. You're welcome back to Knowing Bayelsa, second session on Knowing Bayelsa, organized by the Bayelsa State New Media team. And with me on this segment, I have Dr. Ebikure Jasper Eradiri. Right? Mr. Eradiri is the DG BYMEDA, and BYMEDA is the Bayelsa Microfinance Enterprise Development Agency. If you've been following us, you would understand that we have phone lines that you could call in, send text messaging rather. We do not accept phone calls. We'd rather take text messages so we could read your entries, your questions. The phone lines are 0706-840-5809, 0701-193-8880, 0903-348-5732, and lastly we have 0805-608-5520. And I'm your host, McNoel Richard Tongway. Mr. Eradiri, sir, can you give us a brief on what BYMEDA is? What are its functions as an organ of government? What does it stand for, and what are its functions as an organ of state government?
Well, thank you very much. BYMEDA is an acronym. It means the Bayelsa State Microfinance and Enterprise Development Agency, which is a parastatal of government mandated by law. The 2014 BYMEDA law mandated the agency as the foremost parastatal that promotes the micro, small, and medium subsector in the state. So basically, in summary, Bayelsa State Microfinance and Enterprise Development Agency is there to promote microfinance, is there to promote enterprise development. And this has been the activity we've been carrying out from then until now.
All right. In 2017, BYMEDA emerged winner at the World SME Excellence Award.
Yeah.
What has Bayelsa State, through BYMEDA, done to have deserved such an accolade?
Well, I'll tell you, we were indeed surprised. We were humbled, but the truth remains the truth. If you allow me to take you through the journey, the restoration government came in 2012, and it was the vision of His Excellency the Governor to grow the micro, small, and medium SME subsector of the state. And then, what did he do? He felt he needed to have an office of the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on SME development, and fortunately, I was the one on that seat. And then what did we do? We felt we should know if you don't know your SMEs, how do you engage them? So you should create a database. So we created a database. We've been managing that database. We've been updating it. And as we were able to ascertain the MSMEs we have in the state at that time, gave us room to plan. Because if you don't know the SMEs, how do you plan for them? How do you provide for them? And one of the things we did, then was to convoke, an SME summit. That was the 2013 SME summit. That was the first gathering where you had different SMEs in the state interfacing with government. How do we work together? What do we do for you? What are your challenges? So it was a platform for that kind of. And during that event, if you must know, the governor decided to bear out his vision, by creating the SME Development Fund. That was in 2013. At the same time, he looked at various other opportunities that SMEs could key in, and one of the things we said we should do then was, okay, why don't we also have a bank, Why not we create something? So the governor now said, okay, we should have an umbrella parastatal that will be the driver of all SME activities. And that was where the vision for the Bayelsa Microfinance and Enterprise Development Agency was born. And then that agency started putting together the framework for the creation of the BYMEDA Microfinance Bank. So in 2014, the license for that bank was given, and then in 2014, as God will have it, the Bayelsa State was chosen, was given the hosting rights to host the 20th edition of the International Conference on SMEs, by the World Association for Small and Medium Enterprises. So during that event, the governor thought it wise, that was April 30, 2014, to sign into law. That was the day he signed into law the legal framework of Bayelsa State Microfinance Enterprise Development Agency. So you can see that these are symbolic dates, and then from that date thereon, I had a predecessor who was also driving the same message, trying to get at the same goal. So what did he do? My predecessor through the agency ensured that there was empowerment for women, and so there was the 500 million naira empowerment support for women from the rural development areas, different areas of the state. Thereafter, we also followed through with with some support for the PRTSI women, what you call the market associations and also the cooperative societies in this access. Okay. We gave them about 20 million. And the governor still felt that we should expand our frontiers. Some of our Niger Delta hard working women, some of them are in Lagos, some of them are in Port Harcourt, different. So we should touch them and let them also feel the governor's stimulus package, if you want to put it that way. And so we gave another 30 million. So between 2014 and the beginning of 2015, we had disbursed about 300 million and counting, for women entrepreneurship support and all that. Okay, sir. And then with all these activities in mind, we didn't know the world was watching, and when there was room to key into the Central Bank of Nigeria Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Fund, the state was one of the first states to key into that fund, for which we were able to receive 2 billion naira. And as you know, your governor is so interested in growing the MSME subsector. He didn't just leave it at the 2 billion from CBN. He also ensured that when there was an opening with the Bank of Industry, another 2 billion naira fund was opened up with them. So all these are things we've been doing, and we are very proud to say that this activities, this stimulus is being felt in our environment here, and people are flourishing and prospering. And then, because we are doing all this, the world is watching. So yes, it came as a surprise that we were chosen, but then look at our records. I think that when you do
something good, people watch. Whatever you do, people watch, and at the end of the day, there's always a prize for whatever it is that you do. Yeah. All right. We want to ask: do you have an online presence where people can access information?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, and you must notice that our website. We have a website portal. Right. It's www.bymeda.com.ng. And the interesting thing is that most people apply. You can either come physically because we know that not everybody is in Yenagoa. So you could apply or indicate your interest online, and it will be treated on merit. You could come to the office physically to also engage.
You don't have to come talk.
So that's it. So that's it. We live in a digital world, and we know that. And so we've created the environment to capture all that interest.
That's good. So I think I would like to emphasize that the website, the online presence, the website for BYMEDA is www.bymeda.com.ng. So whatever information, and it's very remarkable. It's a good thing. It's interesting to know that you can go there and apply for any of the program facilities provided by BYMEDA, and it's going to be treated on merit. That's very important. You don't have to come in person.
You don't have to know anybody.
It's not a man-no-man code thing. All right. Is it true that in 2013, the agency had made, since 2013, the agency had made soft loan facilities available to Bayelsans, especially women, for the purpose of businesses?
As if I knew you were going to say this. I've said it. Yeah. You know, that in 2013, 500 million was made available for women empowerment in 2013. And then in 2014, we followed that through with the empowerment for API cooperatives.
Sure.
You know, and so yeah, we've been doing that.
So if it is true, then can you tell us what's the percentage is the value is, the value of these loan facilities? What are the value per head per person as for 2013, and then the other ones you have till now?
Well, you know, not everybody is on the same scale. You know, this is a business. You know, so your needs. That's why we've done the needs analysis. You know, needs assessment. Your needs will be needs of A will be different from needs of B. But you know, one of the things we do is when you engage with us, we encourage you to give us a business plan. You know, your business plan will state what kind of business you do, what kind of loan facility you need, when you think you will pay back. And most importantly for us, is it going to create jobs? How many people are you going to employ? You know, so all these are the things you will, on engaging with us further, you will get to know. And these things will help our credit team, because we've got a credit team. You know, they will appraise all this, and then they will recommend how much you should be approved for.
All right, thank you. Now, if you're just joining us, this is still Knowing Bayelsa, an online media session organized by the Bayelsa State New Media. With me in the studio is Mr. Ebikure Jasper Eradiri. He is the DG on Bayelsa Microfinance. Sorry, I'm a media person, so it's
Enterprise Development.
Bayelsa Microfinance and Enterprise Development Agency, Microfinance and Enterprise Development Agency, and that is BYMEDA. And their website is www.bymeda.com.ng. That is BYMEDA.com.ng. And our phone lines are still open for SMS if you want to join the conversation, and they are 0706 840 5809 or 0701 193 8880 or 0903 348 5732. And lastly, you have 0805 608 5520. Mr. Eradiri, is it true that despite the recession the country experienced, these are entries coming in from the reactions we're getting from, yes. Okay. Is it true that despite the recession the country experienced all through 2013 to 2017? 2013 here, that's what we have. 2013 to 2017, your agency still made facilities available. People would like to know. Said 2013 to 2017, but if there's a correction there, then
it's my duty to also correct. Yeah. In as much as it is true that from 2013, the agency has been providing access to finance. You know, but the recession itself was in 2016. Unfortunately, in 2016, I think February 5, 2016, was the date we got the first tranche of the CBN MSMEDF, CBN loan schemes came in. The first tranche came in 2016, about 877 million. You know, so yes. So imagine that money came in when it came in, you know, and Bayelsans accessed the funds. You know, and you can imagine that if Bayelsans accessed funds in 2016 when you had the high point of recession, it means that it helped keep afloat businesses in the state. So it came in timely, and the agency also released timely.
All right. So another one here says, what does BYMEDA have for Bayelsans in the months to come? Who is eligible, and how can people have access to these funds?
Well, I have said it before. Every Bayelsan is eligible.
Bayelsan.
You know, whether you are a non-indigenous, you are living in Bayelsa, you are a Bayelsan. So you are doing something in Bayelsa is important to us because if you do business in Bayelsa, you will create jobs for people in Bayelsa. We expect that you also make profit for yourself. We also expect that when you make profit for yourself, you will pay your required taxes, which will help our internally generated revenue. So yes, Bayelsans are all eligible. He said again he wanted to know what are
the people. How can people have access? These are eligible people now.
Direct engagement. Either you engage us online or you come to the office at number 8 NTA Ebikure Road. You either engage us online or you come to the office. And then upon engaging us, one of the things you'll be asked is to bring a business plan. Because whatever we talk here, it will still reduce to paper.
Certainly.
So come with a business plan.
Sorry, but I think we should emphasize what the requirements are. And so people don't go about saying, I even went there physically, but they still don't give me. So what are
they should come with a business plan.
Business plan. All right. So you've heard from the DG BYMEDA to access most of these facilities, these funds, this loan facility, a grant or loan, come with a business plan. A business plan is all you need. And does it also necessitate corporate affairs?
No, because we believe that anybody going into business, any serious-minded business, would have a corporate face. Having a corporate face means that you must be a corporate entity. You should operate either as a sole proprietor or a limited liability company, or possibly a cooperative. So, and all these corporate affairs will register sole proprietorship, and that's what they call one-man business. That's sole proprietorship.
Yes.
They'll register you as that. Or if you want to put up a limited liability with shares, you can also register. But those are the face of business must be a corporate entity. So that is what you engage us with, and once you have done that with corporate affairs, why not? Because you can't open a bank account for a business when you don't have a corporate affairs certificate. That's your corporate face. So you must be an entity, So we will encourage them if they are not, because one thing you must understand again is in our various engagements, in all our platforms for maybe MSME clinics and all that, we give room to enlighten people. This is how you do business with us. This is how you go about this. We've had in the periods up until this time, we have an SME dialogue series where we allow SMEs to come and engage with us. Once that is done quarterly. For this year, we've done about 2, or so. But every quarter
and it's publicized.
It's publicized, and so we allow you. We know what your problem is. We try to solve it for you. We try to point you to the right directions. So this is what we do, and then we tell you how to perhaps make your business prosper beyond the level you are at the time.
Beyond small to medium to large.
That is what we want to see. We want businesses in Bayelsa to flourish. We want them to prosper. And that is why we are doing what we are doing. We are not resting on our oars. We are still chasing more funding. Because the complaint of all businesses are, the first thing they will tell you is,
I don't have money.
No money. Access to funds. So access to finance, we know that. Access to knowledge, access to markets, access to technology, all these are issues. In fact, I see funding as the least. Have the right knowledge. I believe in the 3 C's, right? Get the right concept. People now get the right capacity, and then you can release capital to them. Because if you're not giving them the right concept, you're not giving them capacity, and you give them capital, they'll throw it away in the river. So that's it. So going forward, there's still room. As people keep on coming, we batch you. We can't deal with everybody at the same time. Giving people funds at the same time. It's not possible. It's not doable. So what we do, we have a systematic plan. We batch you, and then it goes on. So if we have batched, peradventure we have batched you, and you have not received, don't be alarmed. It's still going to happen. Because we've got different schemes we are running. So if it's not the CBN scheme, it is the BOI scheme. It's not the BOI scheme, it is the Youth Entrepreneurship scheme. So there are different schemes.
Eventually it will get to you.
It will get to you.
All right.
And if it doesn't get to you, perhaps to get to your friend or to your relative or somebody.
But
it must get to
you
Bayelsa.
somehow.
So that's it.
All right. Thank you, sir. I believe that with this, Bayelsans would have understood the nitty-gritty, because that's usually the issue, the nitty-gritty of BYMEDA, what it entails, requisite information. And if by this online session you're still not getting the information you need, it's been said that the BYMEDA is online at www.BYMEDA, that's bymeda.com.ng. You can go on their website, you can access all the information that you need, and also apply for facilities. All right, it's not just the information. All these clinics, SME clinic, I believe they're on the website, so you could go there, you get date and time for, and also I believe you have radio and all that.
Sure. We're always on the media. We're always doing something. Now, just for them to know further that we when we say a loan is not a grant. So once you are badged for a loan, it is treated as a loan. All our loans are recoverable. If we are giving you a loan, we have three cardinal keys. We expect that we should be able to recover it from you. You know, it's a loan, it's not a grant. We didn't call it a grant. If it's called a grant, that might have a different route. But if it's a loan, as is what we are doing now, then it means that you must follow our cardinal keys. All loans are recoverable. We want you to make profit, you know, so it must make profit for you. And then finally, it must create jobs. You know, for everybody we give a loan facility to, we expect you to create a minimum of 2 jobs. You know, so at the end of the day, this government can boast that it has created X amount of jobs. As we are speaking now, we have created over 7,000 direct and indirect jobs. You know, and it's still counting. So as long as people are accessing our facilities, it means that jobs are being created.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ebikure. But sadly, we've come to the end of this program. We believe that we'll have time to invite you some other time, because I see that there are plenty. There's still a lot to talk about, but the time is short. But and
then, by the way, this is a novel initiative. I want to commend you. This is exactly how you should be. People should know that Bayelsa has a lot of stuff. You know, congratulations to you.
Thank you. It has been Knowing Bayelsa, an online session organized by the Bayelsa State New Media team. And with me in the studio has been Mr. Ebikure, Jasper, Eradiri, and we've been talking about BYMEDA, which is Bayelsa Micro Medium Enterprise Development Agency. I'm talking about finance, money. That is what interests people. That's what we've been talking about. And if you're just joining us, the recorded version of this online session will be on YouTube and also on Facebook and Bayelsa New Media page. Thank you, Mr. Jasper.
Thank you.